How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I'm going to go and take this thing for a little test drive. It's called the RNG US-K23, pretty catchy name. I'm going to go and do a mission called Across the River on Smithville Dam. It's just more of an excuse to go and drive this thing, really. I've got to take a curtainside trailer over to that island. That's roughly the route I'm going to take, but I didn't draw the markers very clearly because wasn't 100% which way I was going to go. Maybe I was just going to, yeah, see where it takes me. Yeah, there's about 3 army trucks that are in the mod menu. I think 2 of them are made by a modder called Ringer, and I believe this is one of them. And then there's another army truck that's made by someone else. And I've not tried this one out so far. I believe it's kind of a similar setup to the other one, but I think they're just slightly, different configurations and stuff. But yeah, having a little drive, I think it's a pretty cool truck, to be honest. It's got a nice assortment of add-ons and things to go. I've got like the sort of army canvas looking thing on the back. It carries about 1,500 repair points though, and fuel and spare tyres, so that's pretty cool. It's also got a roof rack. I grabbed this trailer. I didn't really need a trailer or anything, but I just figured I'd bring one along to see how well this thing handles it, see if the trailer sort of throws this thing around or vice versa. And as you can kind of see already, yeah, the trailer's flopping around all over the place, but it's not really making too much of a difference to this thing. It's got quite a bit of decent weight to it, so it plants itself pretty well. When you're going faster, it gets a little bit skiddy on the back end. I don't really know if that's specifically like these tyres or just within the, obviously modders are kind of, yeah, got to stay within the parameters of the game kind of thing, and I just think the game in general makes things a little bit skiddy, so to be honest it was quite fun. It's not rapid anyway. It's got 2 choices of gearboxes. I originally went for the high range one. Well, it doesn't say high range, but the equivalent of the high range has got 7 gears, but it has no high range at all, and then it only has the 1 low range. This is the gearbox I would sort of call the low range, or the off-road, sorry, by comparison. Yeah, it has got a high range. It's only got 4 auto gears, but it's also got the 3 low range options, which are pretty nice on this, cruising along in a high-low there with the diffs on, obviously. Yeah, diffs are sort of equipable, but they're not permanently on. Yeah, it's ticking along pretty nicely. Now I'm in high gear. I was missing high gear too much from the other gearbox. Even though it did have 7 gears, I kept, like, muscle memory just kept trying to slam it into high, and it was not having it. Yeah, as for the mods and everything as well, I believe it's the 12th now in the morning, but yeah, I believe the SnowRunner devs, I think, were all on holiday or something until yesterday. So fingers crossed, we'll have some more mods pretty soon. I've been keeping an eye out. I've not seen any so far. No, my luck, they'll upload them about half an hour after I upload this video. That's what seems to have happened last time and the time before and so on. But it's all good. We'll get them eventually. There's a few mods that have gone missing as well off the mod list, and I believe like the modders have to remove it if they want to update or change anything about it, and then kind of like resubmit it for approval. So yeah, a couple of ones that have gone missing should be back on there pretty soon. Again, hopefully along with some other new stuff as well, which I'll be testing out as and when I can. But yeah, that's kind of like, I was looking around today, sort of waiting to see if anything would get added in time. But yeah, there's nothing so far, so I just had a quick flick through the list, and I came across this, and I realised I've not downloaded it yet, not had a little test drive with it. So yeah, just went and found a mission really on this might even be my 3rd playthrough now, and yeah, just an excuse to go and have a little drive around really. That reminds me actually, as far as playthroughs and stuff, I want to drive around some of these new maps they've added in the mods, but you have to kind of have a new playthrough to go on it, and I've already got 3 playthroughs with like just the base game on anyway, so I've only got 1 spare slot. Yeah, that's what she said. And yeah, I might end up just doing a live stream on them, but that's why I've not really got into them so far, because say if I believe I have downloaded the Volcano map, but I've not actually been on it yet. Again, I might just do it in a live stream or something. Yeah, but once I start playing that map or whatever, I'm kind of going to have to stick to that map and then do what I'm going to do on it. Or like, by the time I want to try a different map, I'm basically going to have to delete that mod map. So yeah, it'd be nice at this point if they could add a few more save slots, because yeah, there's a couple of different maps I'd like to try, but that's really why I've not been on any yet, because it's kind of like, well, I don't really want to get started on one and then I've got to kind of either commit to that map and finish everything on it and get it to the end, or kind of abandon it halfway through and stuff. And then I kind of think as well, once I've actually completed some of the missions on the maps, I know what I'm like. I won't want to sort of you know, delete it then and save over it or whatever. So yeah, we'll see. But a few more save slots would be pretty cool. Anyway, back to this thing though. It's driving along, yeah, pretty nice. I quite like the way it handles overall. I mean, it's definitely not rapid, but it's still, it feels like there's enough torque and power there and everything that it's, yeah, ticking along at a reasonable rate. It's it doesn't give me that like impatient feeling where you just go in half a mile an hour everywhere and it yeah, it gets a little bit boring and repetitive. It's pretty nice. Definitely recommend this gearbox though. Even though it's yeah, only got the 4 autos, it's just nice having the other options. This little hill here, I've kind of gone the long way round. I was going to go and grab another mission on my way round. I actually did this mission first, and then I couldn't save the video for some reason. So I had to recover and attempt it again, which is why you'll see another maintenance trailer in a minute where I'm heading. Yeah, I kind of cut round the long way though to grab a mission, but it's also sort of an excuse to drive down this way. That little hill I just came down, you quite often tip there, and the maintenance trailer behind me was trying, it was thinking about it. And yeah, if this truck didn't really have much weight to it, or it was pretty keen on tipping, that trailer would have took me with it. But fortunately, this thing is pretty planted, and they've actually, the weight and everything on it does sit down pretty low. It's pretty difficult to tip overall. It's not, certainly not impossible or anything. It's I still think the long nose Kolob is probably yeah, still the hardest thing there is to tip. But yeah, it's doing pretty well. Again, you can see the maintenance trailer's a bit. See, the maintenance trailer's another one where it's just got that dolly axle, and the thing's trying to tip over every 2 seconds. The only reason it's not really as much of an issue with the maintenance trailer as the ramped flatbed is this thing doesn't spill cargo everywhere. But yeah, you can imagine if you did have cargo on this, how often you'd be craning it back off the floor. Yeah, that mission I just grabbed solid foundation or something. That's what I wanted to get on my way past. I was just thinking as well, actually, if they've all the SnowRunner people have got back from the holidays or whatever, we should be getting phase 3 pretty soon, hopefully, which would be pretty cool. It'd be nice to see logging back eventually. And yeah, one thing I'm kind of looking forward to is I think there's supposed to be like some kind of custom trailer to go with the P16, so especially now we've got the JDE version of the P16 as well, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, overall, really, there's still a fair bit to come on this game. We've got all the mods and that hopefully just keep getting added. Hopefully, I've got about, I think I was on 8 pages of mods, but now I think it's back down to 7. But yeah, hopefully that just keeps going and building. But yeah, we've still got phase 3 and 4 to go, and then I suppose that's it as far as the season pass goes, but who knows what they're going to do after that. The horn is probably the worst thing on this. It's definitely a bit of a limp dick horn. Pretty nice views though. I'd stop. So yeah, I think these Michigan maps though, I don't know, they're still, Michigan might still possibly be my favourite region so far. They're just, I think quite a lot of the maps flow pretty well, and it's not to say that the later maps are particularly terrible. I mean, stuff like flooded foothills in particular. My worst thing about that is how slow it makes everything feel. Like, it was to the point where a lot of people were saying, like, is this truck broken, or what the hell's going on? But yeah, I think it was more that map than anything. But the actual look on flooded foothills does look pretty cool. The same with, what's it called as well, Big Salmon Peak. But I don't know, I tend to find, particularly Black River, I like a lot. And yeah, Smithfield Dam as well. I don't go on Island Lake and Drummond Island as much. If they had garages, possibly more. Anyway, yeah, got this far. That's why I've got 2 maintenance trailers, because like I said, I got this far and it wouldn't save. There's the ANK though. That was part of the reason I brought the maintenance trailer, because I drove that there the other week, and yeah, it was almost out of fuel. You can see though the size difference-wise, this RNG thing. Don't know if that's the best name, RNG. Yeah, by the way, I was just reversing, ramming the ANK out of the way. It wouldn't go until I stuck the diff locks on, and then I was not happy about it, but we got there in the end. So yeah, grab this trailer and just deliver it to the island. It was a bit of a shame they never really had more reason to use this little cut through, because I've been over there quite a lot just messing around, but I believe this is about the only thing you've got to take to the island. There's not really anything going on there. And yeah, for the most part, it's not really worth driving this far along the map to then cut over the river. You just tend to take the dam route, but it's pretty good here. And this, goddamn tree stumps. Drive me mad. The worst thing is about the tree stumps is they're just there and you catch them and stuff, but as you're driving along you can't really see them that well. Like these ones are probably just sort of half hidden in the bushes and that. I can obviously see those few near the road, but yeah, this one was it's definitely hiding, but it's just like I can't do anything about them. So what are they there for? Like, it's not like something that's like, oh, skill or whatever to get around them. It's just another example of where the game, they add something and then they have to add something to fuck it up afterwards. Like, there's a little channel here to cut through to get yourself to the this little like rock bridge thing, but then yeah, they just stick a load of tree stumps there purposely to catch you out. And like I said, there's no skill involved. There's not even an option for retaliation so far. I'm still waiting for somebody to mod some kind of explosives / tree stump remover into the game so we can yeah, do something about them. That was one nice thing about that kind of off-road buggy thing I tested the other day. I can't remember the name of it. I'm just going to call it the flea. It reminds me of a flea for some reason. But that sits high enough that it actually gets over those bloody tree stumps. And especially that one that I hit and got caught on. It looks skinny enough. I'm pretty sure a truck with this heft smashing into it with the axles probably would have just ripped the thing out of the floor anyway. I went to go and hit the American flag and I missed it. Well, damn, invaded me. Yeah, that's the mission done though. What is it, like 1800? They really didn't pay out a lot on some of these early missions. Not that I really care anymore because I can just do the money glitch, but still. When I got used to missions on like flooded foothills that at least pay out a good 5, 10, 15 grand. I know the bigger ones are like 40, 50 grand, but I've not done them yet. But yeah, some of these early missions, it's like horrific. No wonder, like, it must have took us all bloody ages to save up for anything. And then yeah, I was enjoying the view. That again was one nice thing they definitely got right on this game. There's pretty nice views. So for the hell of it, that's kind of mission done now. And yeah, this thing passed with flying colours, so to speak. It did pretty well. Yeah, I did this on purpose, but it's just to kind of remind myself and show you guys that this river section is pretty bloody deep. You ain't really driving anything through there. It's just like, it's not a bottomless pit, but it's certainly deep enough that you're going to be drowning just about anything you turn up in. I know a few vehicles, particularly the mod ones, don't really take as much damage, and they've got pretty tall snorkels. I can't remember what vehicle it is. It might have been that one actually. I'm calling the flea. Apparently, if you don't equip any snorkel to that, I think it just doesn't take any damage at all. Apparently, so yeah, that could probably cut through here. Again, though, I quite like all these sort of sections, like driving across little rock bridges like this. I'm not sure how often this sort of thing would occur in real life, but it's still pretty cool that they've added them in. I quite like cutting across that one in Northport as well, where I do my sort of reviews on. And I couldn't resist, I just wanted to see how deep we can stick it. That's what she said. The first time I drove over here, though, obviously ages ago, like a week after I got the game or whatever, I accidentally slipped a wheel off the edge and my Navistar, it went in. It was gone. Yeah, as you can see, it goes very deep. You ain't surviving it. Another add-on that you can have on the back, this little flatbed thing, of course. It's low friendly, you can pack vehicles and everything, which is pretty cool. And just while I was driving around, messing around, I was trying to tip the thing over, and it was actually fairly difficult to tip. Like I said, the weight is done very well. In the end, I'm winching to the tree, and as you can see, I kind of, a combination of driving forward and release the winch to kind of ping me over sideways, sending the goddamn horse of a vehicle. I mean, again, one of many reasons to get yourself a loaf. It was close. Oh no, is it going to bump over that top lip? At which point, it's game over. But you see, goddamn horse of a vehicle. He saves the day. And he's still able to jump on the back, and we're off for more good times. But yeah, after a little test drive, I think this thing's well worth getting. I prefer this to the original version. I didn't give the original one, or the first one that they added, too much of a chance. I drove it around on the winter proving grounds. Yeah, for whatever reason, I prefer this one so far. And again, as you can see, it's pretty good at climbing up the hills. It's pretty good at not tipping over and everything. Yeah, that's about it for today though. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.